There are two of them once again. You made it to the newest Pixar update that features a review on the freshly released Inside Out 2 and Monsters at Work Season 2. Inside Out 2 is finally here, and when you follow Pixar on social media, you'll either join Team Joy or Team Anxiety because the promotion fuels the joyful hype for the film or makes you nervously anxious. Before we'll take a closer look at Pixar's newest entry that has already garnered a 92% critics approval on Rotten Tomatoes, I'd like to do a quick recap of the first film. So, when Riley moves from Minnesota to San Francisco, her chief emotion, Joy, tries to give her the best start she could have, but it doesn't work. Also because sadness touches some memories and operates a console that controls Riley. Things get worse when Joy and sadness get lost, but on the way back to the headquarters, Joy learns that every emotion is crucial for Riley and her well-being. The film vigorously stands out with its extensive world building, an aspect typical for Pete Docter's films, but Inside Out exceeds anything we've seen before. Yet, while it's well balanced in most aspects, Joy's overenthusiasm about her role, her repetitive stubbornness and unwillingness to learn annoys so that my personal score agrees more with the 89% audience score than the 98% tomato meter. Here we go for Inside Out 2. I need to admit my anticipation for the film has risen over the last few weeks, and the film has already gotten me after the first minutes. The story follows teenager Riley, who's heading off to a hockey camp when the headquarters are rearranged to make room for new emotions. They are led by Anxiety, who tries to prevent Riley from all the dangers she can't see and hence starts planning her entire future. She considers potential scenarios she wouldn't want Riley to face, and when the old emotions try to prevent her from making Riley a person she actually isn't, they are banned. I don't want to foreshadow the entire plot, but I assure you the film has a very realistic approach to the issues of growing up. When I watch the Inside Out films, I am often not surprised about how things go because they are close to real life. The plot structure is a clear 9 out of 10, and so is its goal and message. You can relate to it, and the way things are presented is quite appealing. When we turn to the characters, I need to admit that Joy has undergone a crucial development throughout the film. She still tends to annoy you at the beginning, but we get to see new sides of hers that help understand her motives and reasons. She once states that maybe that's what happens when you grow up, you feel less joy, and this really touched me because it's simply true. Anxiety, on the other hand, can be quite annoying because she's as over the top as Joy in the first film. However, once you're finished watching, you'll understand her way of acting more profoundly. Embarrassment is a great addition to Riley's mind, but I'm a little uncertain about envy and ennui, even though they are necessary additions, so don't get me wrong. It feels like they don't really contribute to Riley's personality, because the film rarely shows moments where Riley is jealous or bored. It's rather the characters themselves that portray these emotions. Finally, I like that disgust, fear and anger had larger roles. Sadness, on the other hand, had a nice role, but not as prominent as I expected it to be. This results in a 7 out of 10 for character design and 9 out of 10 for character interaction and development. As far as world building is concerned, it must have been difficult to expand what Pete Docter's team has originally developed for Inside Out, but the aspects that were added work quite well. There is Riley's belief system that looks like a large lake within a cave. Memories are put into the water and form convictions and beliefs that then shape Riley's personality. Its use throughout the film was excellent and might be crucial for understanding how humans work in general. Besides, there was the abyss of sarcasm, already featured in one of the trailers, and some more interesting additions, but the belief system is what really expands Riley's mind, so world building receives an 8 out of 10. While Inside Out 2 is partly more emotional than the first film, it's not as fun and partly slowed down by its characters, so that entertainment receives an 8 out of 10, which applies to the film style too. The soundtrack adds another 8 out of 10 as it was pretty good, but Michael Giacchino's original Inside Out theme was the most iconic one. The film's animation rounds off the rating with 9 out of 10. The overall appeal is what I call the Pixar charm. Inside Out 2 doesn't fully recapture its predecessor's genius, but it remains a fully worthy and entirely satisfying sequel, something I wouldn't have expected when the director switched. 8 out of 10, and this revs up my approval score to 83%. My recommendation, go watch it now. I hope you're still with me for my review on Monsters at Work Season 2. You may be interested in my thoughts on the first season, so make sure to check out the corresponding Pixar updates. But what you can take for granted is that Season 2 over-succeeds its predecessor by light years. Let's talk about the plot first though. Monsters Inc. tries to prove their approach of using love power is superior, while Fearco, the company's main competitor, tries to engage Tyler Tuskman, who struggles with his job as a jokester. Spoiler alert, there is a sabotage at Monsters Inc. that continues throughout the course of the season. The correlation of all currents of the plot accelerates the pace of the show significantly. In my eyes, it's a clear 10 out of 10 for both the structure of the season and its goal. Each episode contributes to the overall plot, while they add new aspects to the characters and the world of Monstropolis. As I've mentioned, the season expands the world of Monstropolis a lot. While the first season provided crucial insights into Myth, the monsters behind Monsters Inc., its successor takes us to an energy fair where we get to see the impact of Mike and Sully's decision to switch to love power. It's no more than the happy ending of the original film, but for the world it created, this means a lot. Besides, we are shown Fearco and we get to know the most common talk show of the city. As for the characters, we have some valuable evolution for Tyler, but also for Val, who discovers new traits of hers but suffers support from her friend. Additionally, Mike and Sully are still quite prominent. Duncan might be the brilliance of the Myth team for this season, as his dramatic character and continuous opposition to Tyler are just entertaining. Johnny Worthington, Mike and Sully's former rival at Monsters University, is a wonderful addition to the show, and you quickly start questioning his purpose throughout the entire season. The creators of the show made a great choice with grabbing him for a return, and have even topped this with, spoiler, Randall Boggs. He was such a huge surprise, but crucial for the vividness of the season in its last 2 episodes. The interaction of the entire cast was a blast, as it provided everything from disputes and amusement to reunions and the discovery of new traits. To conclude, Monsters at Work Season 2 offers all you need for a good show. A thoroughly structured plot with quite a few twists, lots of good characters that evolved over the course of the season, great world building and fulfilling entertainment. It recaptures the glory of the films in a whole new way. I really like it when the Pixar update is full of stuff to talk about, but here we go for the end. I really hope you enjoyed it and would like to engage with you in the comments to exchange some feelings about these number 2s. Bye!